120,689,571 tokens, gone, permanently, never coming back. Sidra chain just executed what they are calling a massive supply burn, removing over 120 million SDA tokens from circulation in a single transaction that, by the way, you can verify yourself on the public ledger right now. The community celebrated, over 200 likes, congratulations everywhere. The Sidra army is fired up. But here is the question that honestly, nobody in the celebration posts is asking directly. Does burning 2.5% of a 4.8 billion token supply actually move the needle on price? Or is this a symbolic milestone that feels significant but delivers less than the excitement suggests? Because the answer to that question is more nuanced than either the cheerleaders or the skeptics are giving you. And today, as always, we are going to give you the complete picture. What is good, everybody? Welcome back to TJ Crypto World, the channel that celebrates real wins honestly and questions optimistic narratives constructively, because doing both is what actually helps you make better decisions. I'm TJ. And today we are breaking down 3 significant Sidra chain developments that all landed within the same news cycle: the SDA token burn, the Authenticator and swap system upgrade, and the ongoing platform bug situation that continues to affect real users trying to do basic things like log in and claim their tokens. All 3 stories connect, and by the end of this video, you are going to have the most complete and honest picture of where the Sidra ecosystem actually stands right now. Let's build it. Before we get into the burn mechanics, the Zakat alignment that gives this burn its Islamic finance framing, and what the Authenticator upgrade actually changes for daily users, let me give you the 2 perspectives that perfectly bracket the entire SDA burn debate. On one side, Sidra Bank News celebrated the burn as a massive win for everyone holding SDA, permanent supply removal, increased scarcity, a brighter future for the Sidra army. On the other side, ex-user Gabriel RSA, Gabriel River, made a precise and, uncomfortable analytical point. He wrote that a 2.5% supply burn against a 4.8 billion market cap provides negligible buy pressure and often creates exit liquidity for early holders, rather than genuine value appreciation for long-term participants. Both of those statements can be simultaneously true. The burn is real. The on-chain transaction is verifiable, the supply is permanently reduced, and the percentage impact on a supply this large requires honest examination before anyone adjusts their position based on it. We are doing that examination right now. Stay with me. Let me start with precision, because the burn announcement contains specific figures that deserve careful reading rather than headline-level celebration. According to the official Sidra Bank News announcement, Sidra chain burned 120,689,571 SDA tokens, representing a 2.5% burn rate applied to a total market cap supply of 4,827,582,836 SDA. The transaction is publicly verifiable on the Sidra chain ledger. This is not an announcement without evidence. The on-chain proof exists, and anyone can confirm it. Here is where we apply analytical honesty rather than celebration energy. A 2.5% burn on a supply of 4.83 billion tokens removes approximately 120 million tokens. That leaves approximately 4.71 billion tokens in circulation. The question is not whether the burn happened, it did. The question is whether 120 million tokens removed from a 4.83 billion supply creates meaningful scarcity pressure on price. The honest answer is, at current levels, the direct scarcity impact is modest. Supply-driven price appreciation from a burn of this scale requires either very thin liquidity, where removing any supply creates visible price movement, or a very active market with high demand absorption. Since SDA does not yet have an official exchange listing as of this video, neither of those conditions is fully present. However, and this is the part that most analytical criticism of token burns misses, the scarcity impact of a burn is cumulative, not instantaneous. So, a single 2.5% burn in February 2026 honestly doesn't move the price dramatically. But, if an annual 2.5% burn is maintained consistently over 5 years, that actually removes about 12% of the original supply. And over a decade, well, the compounding removal becomes genuinely significant. The real question isn't whether this single burn changes the price today. It's whether this burn is the first in a consistent deflationary program that, when combined with exchange listings and real ecosystem utility, can create the scarcity conditions needed for meaningful appreciation over time. Ex-user Acher Murtala Abdal, that's Murtala Abdal Rahman, raised a question this week that really deserves a direct answer. He wrote that he was still trying to understand how the Sidra coin burn could represent Zakat and asked the core team to explain. So, let me address this because it's genuinely interesting and, honestly, it connects the burn to Sidra chain's core identity. Zakat is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, the obligation to give about 2.5% of accumulated savings and assets to charitable purposes every year. It's not a tax. It's actually a purification mechanism. The idea being that wealth held for a year needs to be partially redistributed to cleanse it of the concept of hoarding and to benefit the broader community. The Sidra chain burn mirrors this pretty much exactly. 2.5% of the total supply, removed every year, and it's aligned with the February timing that reflects the Zakat calculation cycle. The tokens that are removed aren't redistributed to specific holders. This the micro-steppers, the micro-dens, this is in copper micro-dem, and the micro's dens, they're destroyed. In micro-dekper den, and in mapper ders, in micro-kinter-denber, in dekper den, and dem. You know, the blockchain equivalent of charitable removal from the system. Every remaining SDA holder benefits from the reduced supply, which is kind of the digital equivalent of the broader community benefit that Zakat is designed to create. This isn't just cosmetic branding, it's a genuine alignment between the burn mechanics and the Islamic financial principles that really define Sidra chain's whole value proposition. Whether you find that philosophically compelling or technically sufficient is, well, a personal judgment, but the architecture is internally consistent and, honestly, deliberately designed, not coincidental. Now let me cover the platform upgrade announcement because this directly affects the daily experience of every active Sidra community member. According to our Sidra Bank News, Sidra Chain has rolled out major upgrades to both the Authenticator system and the token swapping infrastructure. The Authenticator improvements are all about security, making the login and verification process a lot more robust against the kinds of exploitation attempts that have been hitting the platform. The swap upgrade is focused on the token trading experience, making project token swaps within the ecosystem smoother and more reliable. The team also acknowledged a specific known issue. Some users were running into a login page with no visible CAPTCHA, which made login impossible. The official response confirmed the team was aware and actively working on a fix. Ex-user the Delta Global, provided the most measured and analytically useful community response to this update. He noted that Authenticator upgrades and smoother token swapping are solid improvements representing real progress, and made a point I want to emphasize for the TJ crypto world community. Fast fixes and clear communication build more trust than silence ever will. That observation is worth holding on to. When a project team publicly acknowledges a known bug rather than hoping users do not notice, that is a trust signal. Imperfect communication is better than no communication, and the Sidra team acknowledging the CAPTCHA issue rather than deflecting it represents a small but genuine step toward the accountability standard the community is asking for. However, and I am going to be as honest about this as I was about the burn, the acknowledgement of bugs and the resolution of bugs are two different things, and the community experience continues to reflect a gap between the two. Ex-user Arts Endika Nuriwa, Yahya Muhammad, shared a situation this week that represents a genuinely alarming category of user experience failure. He was in the middle of completing KYC verification, the process Sidra Bank acknowledges as critical for every user. After 16 days now, found his account blocked. He was clear that this was not a multiple account violation. He simply could not access his account after a standard KYC attempt. This specific pattern, account blocking during or after KYC attempts without a clear violation, is one of the most trust-eroding failure modes an ecosystem can have. KYC is already the bottleneck for ecosystem participation. When the KYC process itself becomes the trigger for account blocking without explanation, it creates a situation where, honestly, legitimate users are punished for attempting to complete the very process the platform requires from them. My original analysis here, the Authenticator upgrade and the KYC system improvement must be evaluated together, not separately, because they are part of the same user onboarding architecture. An improved Authenticator means nothing to a user whose account was blocked during KYC. The upgrades need to include a clear visible support pathway for users in Endika Nuriwa's situation. a verified route to account review that does not require a social media post to generate visibility. The broader technical complaints reported across the community this week, facial verification failures, OTP errors, blocked token claims and network issues preventing swaps, paint a picture of a platform that is genuinely improving but has not yet closed the gap between announced upgrade and delivered stability. Let me bring all three stories together because the burn, the upgrade, and the ongoing bugs are not separate narratives. They are three dimensions of the same question. Is Sidra chain building towards something real, and is it building at the pace the community's investment deserves? The burn is real. It is Zakat aligned. It is verifiable on-chain. The cumulative deflationary impact over multiple years is meaningful, but a single 2.5% burn does not create immediate scarcity pressure on a 4.83 billion supply without exchange listing, providing the liquidity context that makes scarcity observable in price. The Authenticator and swap upgrades represent genuine infrastructure investment. Open acknowledgement of known bugs is a trust-building behavior that the community should recognize as progress. But upgrade announcements without rapid visible bug resolution for affected users convert positive intentions into compounding frustration, and the ongoing account blocking, OTP failures, and claim issues affecting real users like Andakanariwa represent the execution gap between what Sidra Bank is building toward and where it currently is. The honest read: Sidra chain is building. The direction is correct. The pace of delivering stable functional infrastructure to a 3 million plus user base remains the central challenge that every announcement, every burn, and every upgrade ultimately needs to answer. Right here. If this breakdown gave you the most complete and honest analysis of the Sidra burn and upgrade situation you have found anywhere today, hit that like button right now. And if TJ Crypto World is not yet on your subscription list, subscribe immediately. Ring that notification bell, and join a community that never tells you what you want to hear when the honest picture is more useful. Back to the close. Before I close, nothing in this video is financial advice. I am TJ, a crypto analyst and content creator, not a licensed financial advisor. Sidra Coin has no official exchange listing as of this video. All supply and price analysis is based on publicly available community data. Verify the burn transaction yourself at the ledger link in the official post. Your capital, your decisions, always. All right, Sidra family and TJ Crypto World community, that is the complete breakdown. 120 million SDA tokens permanently burned in a Zakat-aligned deflationary mechanism, Authenticator and swap upgrades deployed with open acknowledgement of the CAPTCHA issue, and an ongoing bug landscape that continues to affect real users doing basic things. The burn is a step. The upgrade is a step. Neither one is the destination. The destination is a functional, accessible ecosystem that delivers on the promise made to 3 million miners who have been patient for years. And every step is worth acknowledging, as long as we are honest about how many steps remain. Drop a comment below. Did the burn change how you feel about holding SDA? Are the upgrade improvements visible in your daily experience? I want to hear from every corner of this community. Like the video if it delivered real analytical depth. Subscribe if you are not already locked in. And the video on your screen right now goes deeper on a dimension of this story we could not fully cover today. Go watch that next. I will catch you in the next breakdown. Stay sharp. Stay curious. TJ Crypto World out.